with schools, colleges, and universities. The majority of men live their lives knowing nothing about managing money, make wise financial choices, or position oneself for financial freedom. We are brought up to think that having a job that pays well is all that exists. But if you start changing your perspective on money, you can start making improvements. The well-known things in the modern world are always changing, but some things never change. Here's what a man needs to be capable of managing himself in any circumstance. And regardless of the time period we live in, there are some abilities any guy needs to possess. Some viewers may interpret this movie as endorsing toxic masculinity, which makes sense considering the epidemic of weak men in our society. These men have been led to believe that men and women are the same. In this video, we'll go over 6 critical life skills that every man should have. The first is knowing how to fight. Whether you're a businessman, doctor, or comedian, if you can't fight, you lack masculinity. While getting into fights or brawls is something that everyone should avoid, that doesn't mean you should forego learning the fundamentals of fighting. Imagine a scenario that could occur to you. One day, as you and your wife are strolling down the street, someone slaps her on the butt. What would you do in this situation? You can't just phone the police and wait for them to come. Nobody should be able to touch the ones you love and care about without suffering repercussions. Thus, ignoring it totally would mean losing both your woman's and your own respect. You might be shocked to learn how many modern men would prefer to disregard the circumstances and attempt to justify their lack of action. Protecting your people is one of your responsibilities. Avoid starting a fight if you can avoid it, but if you find yourself in a situation where you have no choice but to defend yourself, you'd better know how to throw a good punch. Ignoring a situation like this means sacrificing your own honor and abandoning your role as a protector, so pay close attention. No matter how strong or skilled you are in the art of fighting, you should always try diplomacy and firm persuasion to de-escalate a situation. Knowing how to calm tempers or break up a fight makes you a leader. It's like how all the male gorillas stop their antics when the alpha male walks in. The alpha male keeps other gorillas in line because of who he is. Quickly open your opponent up with a few fakes, and when he drops his guard, land a powerful straight punch to his chin to knock him out. If you do it incorrectly, though, you could injure yourself more than your opponent. Number 3, have a strong presence. Have you ever noticed that some men have a commanding presence, the kind that commands respect when they walk into a room without even saying a word? What if I told you that this isn't some magical gift, but rather a skill that can be learned? This presence is an accumulation of many small habits and traits. The ability to diffuse conflict can only be truly mastered by someone who also knows how to be dangerous. For this reason, knowing how to fight and having the ability to diffuse conflict go hand in hand. You must shake hands firmly and be a strong man. When you walk with your chest out and make eye contact with other men, nod your head and acknowledge them. The truth is that charisma is a learned behavior and skill that is developed in a similar way to how we learn to walk or expand our vocabulary when learning a new language. Now, I'll admit that many guys attempt to fake these things, but it never works because everyone can spot a faker. Don't be the man who stares down others or gives them tight handshakes in an attempt to intimidate them. The best way to learn this skill is to be around real men, observe what they do, and pick up tips from them. These men could be your father, a mentor, or other men like those in a fighting club. Although fighters are typically the most calm and respectful men, they command respect and carry themselves well. The fourth is deep critical thinking. Being able to think critically about a variety of subjects will improve your conversational skills, your general quality of life, and your capacity to make wiser judgments. It's easier said than done, but critical thinking calls for you to put aside your own beliefs and biases and embrace other information. Just because you've always done something a certain way doesn't mean it's the right way. The first step to critical thinking is to consider multiple points of view. As I frequently say on this channel, don't believe everything you're told, but also don't believe everything you think you know. You might discover something new if you challenge your presumptions and ideas and are willing to examine various viewpoints and the viability of opposing arguments. The fifth tip is to manage your finances well. Lack of financial education is one of the main issues. In finance book Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki has influenced many people to view money in a different way. The sixth life skill is learning to manage stress. How you handle stress is closely related to your success in life. The one who panics and breaks down is the one who has to start learning about money as soon as possible. A person who can remain logical and exercise critical thought in trying circumstances will always do better under pressure. Everybody experiences stress from time to time, and men are particularly susceptible to it due to their growing obligations. If you find yourself consistently putting things off or feeling hurried and like you're always playing catch-up, chances are you're procrastinating. Take charge of your life by writing down everything you need to do by the deadline. Procrastination leads to a lot of difficult situations. Simply putting your list in writing can help you decompress and feel less stressed. Determine which jobs on the list are urgent and crucial, then give each one your whole focus until it is finished before going on to the next most crucial thing. Before long, you will be managing duties proactively rather than in a stressed-out, reactive manner. Both men and women should strive to become stronger, but women are frequently excused for not being able to cope with pressure, whereas males have the responsibility of performing. As a man, you must be able to handle pressure and not whine about it. Please remember to use the like and subscribe buttons if you want to show your support for this channel, which aims to help you become stronger in all facets of life. Until the next time,